Hello again, Reds. Liverpool fans, this is one of those transfer stories that refuses to go away, and for good reason. Marc Guehi remains firmly at the center of Liverpool's defensive plans, and a fresh update from a senior BBC Sport reporter has once again thrown fuel on a saga that already feels dramatic, frustrating, and full of twists. Let's rewind briefly. Last summer, Liverpool genuinely believed they had secured Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace. This wasn't just talk or interest. The clubs had reached an agreement. Personal terms were agreed. Guehi even passed his medical. Everything was in place for the 25-year-old England international to become a Liverpool player. Then, at the very last moment, the move collapsed. Crystal Palace pulled the plug after failing to sign a replacement defender in time, a decision strongly influenced by manager Oliver Glasner. For Liverpool, it was a brutal late blow. Since then, Guehi has done exactly what top professionals do. He didn't sulk. He didn't let his head drop. Instead, he went back to work and has been one of the Premier League's most consistent and impressive center-backs this season. Ironically, the collapse of his Liverpool move may have increased his value and reputation even further across Europe. Liverpool, for their part, have never really walked away. The club remained keen to bring Guehi to Anfield, believing he fits perfectly into their long-term defensive rebuild. Strong, calm on the ball, tactically intelligent, and a natural leader. He ticks all the boxes. But the failed summer deal has now opened the door to serious competition. The biggest complication is timing. Guehi's contract at Crystal Palace expires at the end of the season. From January 1st, overseas clubs are allowed to negotiate a pre-contract agreement with him. That means European giants can legally get something signed before Liverpool are allowed to. The Reds, as a Premier League club, must wait until June to put pen to paper. This situation has led to heavy speculation that Liverpool might try to force the issue with a January bid, even though Guehi would be just 6 months away from leaving for free. But according to senior BBC Sport reporter Sami Mockbell, that scenario looks unlikely. Speaking on Football Focus, Mockbell revealed that the overwhelming expectation is that Guehi will not move in January. Instead, he is expected to stay at Selhurst Park, finish the season professionally, and then choose his next club in the summer. And here's where things get intense for Liverpool fans. Mockbell named a daunting list of clubs now circling Guehi. We're talking about some of the biggest names in world football. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Manchester City. All have shown varying degrees of interest, especially after seeing how Guehi responded to the disappointment of his collapsed Liverpool move. His mentality, leadership, and consistency have caught serious attention. Mockbell was very clear. Guehi is going to leave Palace. That part is almost certain. The only question is where he goes and who wins the race. The good news for Liverpool? Mockbell confirmed something many fans hoped was still true. Marc Guehi genuinely wanted to join Liverpool last summer. There is no doubt about that. He saw Anfield as the right next step in his career. The belief inside Liverpool is that this feeling still exists, and that their difficult season so far has not scared him away. Mockbell explained that Guehi has handled everything with maturity and class. Rather than dwelling on what didn't happen, he focused on delivering week after week for Palace. That attitude has only increased his appeal to top clubs, but it has also reinforced Liverpool's belief that he is exactly the type of character they want in their dressing room. There may be another small boost for the Reds too. Reports from Spain suggest that Real Madrid, while previously interested, are not expected to actively pursue Guehi. If true, that removes one major obstacle. Still, the competition remains fierce, and Liverpool know they cannot afford to hesitate or misjudge the situation again. So where does this leave us? Most signs point toward a summer decision. Guehi will likely finish the season at Palace, then sit down and choose from an elite group of clubs. Liverpool will be back in the mix. Manchester City will be there. European giants will be knocking. And Guehi will have the power. For Liverpool fans, this is a story to watch closely. The groundwork was laid last summer. The desire was there. Now it comes down to patience, timing, and whether Anfield can once again convince Marc Guehi that his future belongs in red. Like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything. Liverpool's January plans are starting to take shape, and one name is quietly causing a lot of excitement behind the scenes. With injuries, uncertainty, and growing pressure in attack, the Reds are once again being linked with a fast, direct forward who could change the mood at Anfield in the second half of the season. That player is Borussia Dortmund star Karim Adeyemi. After closing 2025 with a hard-fought win over Wolves, Liverpool fans are already looking ahead to what comes next. The result itself mattered, but the bigger picture tells a deeper story. Liverpool were not at their best, and cracks in the squad are becoming harder to ignore. Injuries and off-field drama have forced Arne Slot and the club's recruitment team to rethink their short-term strategy, despite spending huge money in the summer. Liverpool broke records by signing Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz, while also adding Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, and Giovanni Leone. On paper, it looked like a perfect rebuild. But football rarely follows the script. Isak's broken leg, suffered during the win over Tottenham, has left a massive hole in the attack. At the same time, Mohamed Salah's future has become uncertain after his public comments about Slot, raising serious questions about whether Liverpool are already preparing for life without their most iconic forward. This is where Karim Adeyemi enters the picture. According to reports, Liverpool have made a move by submitting a £17 million offer for the Borussia Dortmund attacker. Adeyemi has been one of Dortmund's most dangerous players this season, scoring 6 goals and providing 3 assists. His performances have earned him the label unstoppable in the Bundesliga, mainly because of his explosive pace, sharp movement, and ability to play across the front line. At just 23 years old, Adeyemi already has experience at the highest level in Germany and Europe. He is comfortable on the wing, can attack defenders one-on-one, and thrives in quick transitions. These are exactly the qualities Liverpool value, especially under Slot's high-energy system. With Salah's situation unclear and Isak sidelined, Liverpool see Adeyemi as both a short-term solution and a smart long-term investment. However, this is not a simple deal. Dortmund are fully aware of Adeyemi's value. Although he is currently in a contract dispute and has not agreed on a new deal, the German club are not desperate to sell in January. Internally, Liverpool's offer is believed to be more of a tactical move than a serious attempt to close the deal immediately. Dortmund's valuation is much higher than £17 million, and they would prefer to wait until the summer if necessary rather than weaken their squad mid-season. Still, Liverpool believe there is an opportunity. If Adeyemi does not sign a new contract, Dortmund may eventually be forced to sell to avoid losing him for less later on. From Liverpool's point of view, making an early move sends a clear message. It puts pressure on Dortmund and positions the Reds as serious contenders should the situation change quickly. From a football perspective, Adeyemi makes a lot of sense. Liverpool urgently need a new winger. Their attacking depth has been stretched thin, and relying on a small group of players for the rest of the season is a major risk. Adeyemi's speed would add a new dimension, especially against teams that sit deep. His ability to play on either flank or through the middle would also give Slot more tactical flexibility. January transfers are always complicated. Prices are high, clubs are reluctant to sell, and deals often drag on until the final days of the window. But Liverpool know that standing still is not an option. If they want to stay competitive in the second half of the season, reinforcements are needed. Adeyemi may not arrive easily, and he may not arrive cheaply. But his profile fits Liverpool's needs perfectly. Young, fast, hungry, and already proven at a high level, he represents both cover for Isak and a possible glimpse into a future without Salah. As the January window approaches, this story is one to watch closely. Liverpool are planning ahead, not panicking, and Karim Adeyemi could be the next big piece in their evolving attack. Whether the deal happens now or later, one thing is clear. Liverpool are already preparing for change, and the next chapter at Anfield may arrive sooner than many expected.